Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today, we're talking about two words that look like they should be interchangeable because they both have to do with quantities. But in English, these two words belong to very different situations, and swapping one for the other is one of those grammar mistakes that educated native speakers notice immediately. Once you understand the rule behind this pair, everything clicks into place, and you will never confuse them again.
Yes, and what makes this topic so satisfying is that the rule is actually very clean and consistent. It is not full of exceptions. It connects directly to something you probably already know about English nouns. And once you see that connection, the right choice becomes automatic.
The two words today are amount and number. Let us get right into the rule.
Amount is used with uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are things you cannot count as individual separate units. Water, money, time, energy, information, happiness, traffic, music, air, patience, sugar.
You cannot count water as one water, two waters, three waters. You cannot count happiness as one happiness or two happinesses. These things exist as masses or concepts without individual countable units. So, with these nouns, you use amount.
Number is used with countable nouns. Countable nouns are things you can count as separate individual units. People, chairs, books, cars, ideas, emails, questions, problems, cats, apples.
You can say one person, two people, three people, one chair, two chairs, three chairs. These things exist as individual units that can be counted one by one. With these nouns, you use number.
So the rule is beautifully simple. Uncountable noun equals amount, countable noun equals number.
And this rule mirrors the rule for much and many, which follows the same logic. Much is used with uncountable nouns, just like amount. Many is used with countable nouns, just like number.
So, if you already know when to use much and when to use many, you already know when to use amount and when to use number. The logic is identical.
Let me give you clear examples on both sides. A large amount of water. Water is uncountable. Amount. A large amount of money. Money is uncountable. Amount. A large amount of time. Time is uncountable. Amount. A large amount of information. Information is uncountable. Amount.
A large number of people. People are countable. Number. A large number of cars. Cars are countable. Number. A large number of questions. Questions are countable. Number. A large number of emails. Emails are countable. Number.
Now, let me go deeper into amount. Amount is used when the noun represents a mass, a bulk, or a concept that does not divide into individual units naturally.
The amount of traffic on this road has increased dramatically. You cannot count individual traffics. Traffic is a mass, amount.
The amount of research has been done on this topic is remarkable. Research is a concept that exists as a mass. You do not count individual researches, amount.
The amount of effort she put into the project was remarkable. Effort is uncountable. You do not say one effort, two efforts in this general sense. Amount.
The amount of sugar in that drink is alarming. Sugar is an uncountable substance, amount.
Now let me go deeper into number. Number is used when the noun represents things that exist as separate, countable, individual units.
The number of students in the class has decreased this year. Students are individual people you can count. Number.
The number of complaints received this month is very high. Complaints are individual items you can count. Number.
The number of cars on the road continues to grow. Cars are individual countable objects. Number.
A growing number of people are choosing to work from home. People are countable. Number.
Now, I want to talk about something that makes this topic a little more interesting. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable depending on how you use them, and that affects whether you use amount or number.
Yes, take the word experience. When experience is uncountable, it means the general accumulated wisdom and knowledge gained through living. She has a lot of experience in marketing. The amount of experience she has is impressive.
But when experience is countable, it means an individual event or occurrence. She has had many interesting experiences. The number of experiences she has had is remarkable.
And the same applies to work. In its uncountable sense, work as effort and tasks, you say amount of work. In its countable sense, referring to creative outputs or published pieces, you say number of works. The amount of work involved was enormous. The number of works he published in his lifetime is astonishing.
This is why understanding whether a noun is countable or uncountable in a specific context is so important. The amount or number choice follows directly from that.
Now let me talk about some very common phrases with each word that come up constantly in everyday English.
With amount, a large amount, a small amount, a significant amount, a considerable amount, a certain amount, a great amount, a total amount, the right amount, the exact amount.
With number, a large number, a small number, a significant number, a growing number, a certain number, an increasing number, a limited number, any number of things, a number of reasons, a number of times.
And a number of is a really useful and very common phrase. It means several or some. A number of people have asked about this. A number of issues need to be addressed. Here, a number of works like several or some and is followed by a plural countable noun.
Any amount of is also used, but less commonly. It can mean however much is needed. You can have any amount of support from us. Or it can suggest exaggeration. I have given her any amount of advice and she ignores it all.
Now, I want to mention something that many learners find tricky. What about nouns that describe quantities themselves, like percentage, proportion, and majority?
These words take singular or plural verbs depending on what they refer to, but they pair with both countable and uncountable nouns in different ways. The amount of something expressed as a percentage, the number of things that make up a proportion.
The key is always to trace back to what the original noun is. Is the underlying noun countable or uncountable? That determines whether you use amount or number.
What about money? Money is uncountable. You say the amount of money, not the number of money. Even though money involves numbers and figures, the noun money itself is uncountable. The amount of money involved is enormous.
But the number of transactions is countable. Transactions are individual events. Number.
The amount of debt the company has accumulated. Debt is uncountable. Amount.
The number of loans they took out. Loans are individual countable items. Number.
Those paired examples show how in finance, the same context can call for both words depending on exactly which noun you are using.
Now, let us go through the most common mistakes learners make with amount and number.
Mistake number 1 is using amount with countable nouns, saying a large amount of people instead of a large number of people. People are countable. The correct phrase is a large number of people.
Mistake number 2 is using number with uncountable nouns, saying the number of traffic instead of the amount of traffic. Traffic is uncountable. The correct phrase is the amount of traffic.
Mistake number 3 is not knowing a number of as a phrase meaning several or some. Thinking a number of means literally the count of something and being confused by its use. A number of concerns were raised means several concerns were raised.
Mistake number 4 is forgetting that some nouns can be countable or uncountable depending on context, and that this changes whether you use amount or number. Not checking which sense the noun is being used in.
Mistake number 5 is using amount with nouns that describe individual events or occurrences, saying a large amount of mistakes instead of a large number of mistakes. Mistakes are individual countable things. Number.
Mistake number 6 is using number for money-related nouns without checking, saying the number of money or the number of time, which are both wrong because money and time are uncountable. The amount of money, the amount of time.
And mistake number 7 is overcomplicating it. Some learners start doubting themselves on words they actually know are countable or uncountable. Trust what you know. If you can naturally say one of it, 2 of them, 3 of those, then it is countable and takes number. If you cannot count it that way, it is uncountable and takes amount.
Now let me give you a quick and reliable test. Before choosing amount or number, ask yourself, can I count this noun one by one as individual units? Can I say 1 blank, 2 blanks, 3 blanks naturally?
If yes, it is countable. Use number. If no, it is uncountable. Use amount.
1 person, 2 people, 3 people. Yes, so people is countable. A large number of people.
1 water, 2 waters, 3 waters. No, that does not sound right. So water is uncountable. A large amount of water.
1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars. Yes, cars are countable. A large number of cars.
1 happiness, 2 happinesses. No, happiness is uncountable. A considerable amount of happiness.
That one test covers every situation and takes only a few seconds to apply.
Now let's do a practice round. I will give you a noun and you tell me whether it takes amount or number and why.
Ready?
Time.
Amount. Time is uncountable. You cannot say 1 time, 2 times in the general mass sense of time passing. A large amount of time.
Complaints.
Number. Complaints are individual countable items. A growing number of complaints.
Stress.
Amount. Stress is an uncountable noun when referring to the general state or feeling. A considerable amount of stress.
Trees.
Number. Trees are individual countable objects. A number of trees were affected by the disease.
Evidence.
Amount. Evidence is uncountable. You cannot say 1 evidence or 2 evidences in standard English. A significant amount of evidence.
Participants.
Number. Participants are individual countable people. The number of participants exceeded expectations.
Patience.
Amount. Patience is an uncountable quality. You need a great amount of patience for this work.
Opportunities.
Number. Opportunities are individual countable things. A number of opportunities have arisen.
Every answer was right. Perfect reasoning every time. And listeners, I hope you were applying the countability test on each noun before hearing the answer. Can I count it one by one? If yes, use number. If no, use amount.
That test is your reliable guide in every single situation.
Now let me close with something I think will really help everyone feel completely settled about amount and number.
Please.
This is one of those grammar rules that once you know it, you cannot unknow it. It becomes part of how you see English nouns. You'll start noticing amount and number everywhere you read and listen, and every time you see them correctly used, it will confirm and strengthen what you learned today.
And the rule itself connects to one of the most fundamental things about English nouns, the countable and uncountable distinction. If you already understand that distinction, which many learners do, then amount and number is just a natural extension of knowledge you already have.
You're not learning something completely new. You're applying something you already know to a new pair of words. That's a really efficient and satisfying kind of learning.
And the practical payoff is real. Amount and number are used constantly in professional writing, in academic English, in news media, in reports, in presentations. Getting them right every time marks your English as careful, educated, and precise.
Thank you so much for being here today. We hope amount and number feel completely clear and that you feel genuinely ready to use both of them correctly and confidently in any situation. Keep going, and we'll see you in the next episode.